Good morning, everybody. This is your boy Jim Austin. You see me? I'm masked up. My interviewee masked up, so we're doing the right thing. But we want to make sure you can hear us, so we're going to unmask right now because we got the distance going on for sure. Good morning. My name is Jim Austin. I'm bringing you the Austin File on Jim Austin Online. We're up in the Stockyards Recording Studios up on North Main. We're here at 21st in Main, 2029 North Main. This is all brought to you by the Austin Company and Jim Austin Online. This is my weekly, daily sometimes, podcast. My podcast talks about commercial real estate, lets you know what's going on in North Texas, but it also talks to interesting people that make sense, that have something to say. Today is a real important day to me. It's a good day. It's Thursday morning, and I'm excited. Couldn't hardly sleep because I was going to be interviewing this guy. And he bought me a big gift, too, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I want to introduce my friend Kevin Long. How you doing, Kevin?
Jim, it's great to be here. It's always great to be around your enthusiasm. Thanks for having me on today.
Kevin is the President, Executive Director of First Tee Fort Worth,
Okay.
and he and I do the same kind of thing. We save souls. We support young kids, and we do it not by 1, 2, 3, but in the thousands. So, Kevin, it is truly my pleasure to get an opportunity to talk to you about your program, because you are probably one of the most respected people in Fort Worth, probably in North Texas, and you have thousands of kids that look up to you. So tell me where you grew up, how we got here. How'd you get to Fort Worth? Were you original Fort Worthian or what?
No, and first off, thanks for your kind words. I don't know about most respected in Fort Worth, but I'll take it. It's coming from you, so that's a good thing. But no, I actually grew up in mostly in a town in northern Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. So I'm from another Fort. Went to Indiana University. Tried and
Did you ever hear of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity?
Of course. Yeah, some of my best friends.
Yeah.
While I was there, because I was a basketball guy in high school. Obviously, didn't play basketball for Indiana. Played golf. But in my life, I've been mostly involved in education until for 25 years as a teacher, coach, and school administrator in Chicago, in New Jersey, Georgia, and then Fort Worth. And got involved with the First Tee because of what golf had meant to me. It's really given me a life, given me a character education point, and initially volunteered, and then became a board member here at the First Tee of Fort Worth. And finally, through an odd set of circumstances, was named the first ever executive director of the First Tee of Fort Worth 15 years ago now.
Wow. I mean, powerful organization. Is it a national organization or regional? Because I saw something in the news that there was a big check written to First Tee.
Yes.
Did your chapter get all of it, or
no,
was
I wish we did. If we did, we wouldn't have to be talking here today. But, no, we are part of a national network of about 200 chapters around the world now. But each chapter in each market is its own entity, so we operate independently. Now we do benefit. What Jim has mentioned is the sponsorship from the PGA Tour Superstore and the Arthur Blank Family Foundation, and those kind of corporate sponsors on the national level are extremely important to what we do to provide this character education and life skills program to young kids. But we all have to raise our own money individually, operate our own, the programming under that umbrella. So we're very fortunate to do that here. We annually, this year has obviously been a little different, but usually we work with at least 50,000 young people a year right here, and really in Fort Worth area and surrounding counties.
I said thousands. He said 50,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully 100,000 by 2022. That's the goal. That's where we're going.
Kevin, we met, quite a while back, and we've been supportive of each other's program. Me, the founder of the National Multicultural Western Heritage Museum, and you, First Tee. So I'm so excited to be able to talk to you about, what First Tee is all about. Because golf is an important part of
our lives that we should take more emphasis. And you're teaching young inner city kids, brown, black, white, Asian, the art of golf. So tell my listening audience, what goes on over at First Tee.
Well, it's a great program. It's the best way I can describe it to you, Jim. It's an empowering character education, youth development, life skills development program. So we know that there's some inherent values in the game of golf, those of us who know golf. However, what First Tee's done is taken that and woven that into a curriculum that's age appropriate, teaches kids things like goal setting, decision making, conflict resolution, initially in these golf contexts, but they're able to bridge it to their lives every day. So when young people participate in this program, not only are they getting access to the game of golf, particularly those populations that would normally not have access to it, but more importantly, they're getting some incredible life skills that they carry with them forever. And that's really what we're all about. That's our mission, that's our purpose. And we know that we feel like we're building game changers. That's our tagline, our slogan. And we do that one at a time, but we try to do that thousands at a time, every single day.
Wow. When I went over to Briscoe Elementary, and I think my museum has adopted that school as one of the schools that we try to mentor to, because we're just at a difficult time with the COVID going on. And you have an unbelievable golf training facility over there in my neighborhood, Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what goes on over there and how that works.
Well, we're very excited about that. We had an opportunity a few years ago to partner with Fort Worth ISD and the Rainwater Foundation through their generosity, access that property at Briscoe, which is behind Briscoe Elementary. It's about a 15-acre property. And we have an artificial surface facility in there. We have a portable classroom that's been repurposed as a learning center. And our next step there is to put in target greens and teen areas to make a little golf course in that space. So essentially anything that we can do anywhere else, we can do there. And that area in the Morningside neighborhood in southeast Fort Worth was a really important area for us. We wanted to serve young people in that neighborhood with our program, and that gives us an opportunity to do it. So it's very exciting. Before the COVID hit, we were easily working with over 1,000 kids a week over there. That number will continue to rise. And interestingly, just recently, we can't use it yet, we also, through the generosity of the Jordan Spieth Family Foundation, we now have outreach buses that we can use to transport kids to and from that facility. So the idea of, we wanted to bring the First Tee and golf into their neighborhood. Like you said, those are neighborhoods that those young people, we want to try to make sure they have access to every opportunity to succeed. So it's really cool. It's exciting, and it's something that we're obviously emphasizing and are glad to be part of.
Well, I went over, and I enjoy golf. I'm not that good at golf, but I just brought someone on my team that is good in golf. So we're going to be playing in some golf tournaments, and I like to surround people with me that are professional, good people, and we played in Cal Reynolds golf tournament up in Flower Mountain, that beautiful golf course up there. We won it, so
okay. How did you contribute to that now?
Well, my nickname is Rotor-Rooter, because I would putt first and line it up, but I had 3 good golfers on my team, and we won the tournament.
That's good.
So
you got to know who to make your tee times with. That's what I always say.
But yeah, golf is such a wonderful thing. Tiger Woods brought a lot of people of color to be interested in golf, and I remember at Colonial the year he played. I mean, he was coming across the field right in front of me, and I said, "Man, I better not go tackle him and be national news."
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No. You guys are associated with the Schwab Colonial Tour, and you got some things going on with that. So that just finished, and no one could come out of the field. So how'd that go for First Tee?
Well, it was a different year, but through the generosity of Charles Schwab himself, He last year made a $5 million commitment to First Tee chapters across the state of Texas. And it's a matching grant program that it's kind of complicated to explain, but basically it's a donor growth opportunity. And we have an opportunity to bring $1.25 million to our chapter over a 3-year period. And we maximized that last year. We're working on it this year. But beyond that, what I'll say about the PGA Tour, of course, they're our umbrella organization now, and Colonial just in general. Colonial Country Club has been a tremendous partner of ours from day one, both through their normal operations and, of course, the PGA Tour event. And they have promoted First Tee, they've supported it, they've advocated for it, they've looked for opportunities for us to grow and use their platform to do so. And of course, with Charles Schwab coming on as a title sponsor, that's a perfect partner, not only because of the financial commitment, but Mr. Schwab and the organization's understanding of what we're trying to do. Again, those empowering youth development, game-changing life skills that can be delivered through the game of golf. So we're very fortunate. People always ask me, how do you do it? And you just have to have a lot of great partners, and Colonial, Charles Schwab, PGA Tour, those are all part of that mix.
Yeah, Michael Tote, is it
Tote,
Tote?
yes,
Yeah, Michael
yeah.
Tote. Yeah, we called him the other day. And Jim Austin Online has been a media sponsor.
Right.
And I told him, I said, look, I said, I see more people of color at the Colonial at the tournament. And I said, well, partly because of Jim Austin Online.
That's good.
Well,
What's funny about that is that one of the things that Colonial has provided is complete access. I mean, our kids are all over that space. Normally, this year obviously was different, and
Right.
it was a strange year, but normally there's so much access to young people. So those young people, they're in that program at Briscoe, many of them get to come over and caddy for one hole for a pro during the Pro-Am, or they get to follow alongside a PGA Tour player while they're playing a practice round. Or they may be involved in volunteering in that short game area and watching the pros and how they handle themselves. So one of the things to me, I know that making golf accessible to everyone,
that's the key.
everyone, is really important to us. And so that's always anything that helps us do that. That's why you're such a great partner of ours, because you understand what we're trying to do. And the whole idea is making golf, and of course the First Tee program, accessible to every young person in our area if possible. But particularly those kids who would normally never have exposure to that. That's what we're really about.
The next Tiger Woods.
Maybe, we always say that that's not our goal necessarily, but obviously we do have several young people from the First Tee across the country. Nobody from Fort Worth yet. We're going to get there.
Yes.
That are playing on the tour, but one of the things that Tiger did do, which was tremendous for the sport, like you said, he drew people who heretofore had never been interested. And of course, remember when he won the Tour Championship a couple of years ago, and the mob of the crowd around him. That kind of enthusiasm for an individual who's got that kind of charisma and can maybe be a game-changing experience for young people that are of color that are seeing that and going, hey, I want to be like that guy. I remember, everybody used to dress like him. I mean, it's slowed down now, but I think he was great for the game and what we're trying to do. And I think that he helped bring a lot of people to the game of golf, including corporate sponsors that had never been there before.
Sure.
And that only bodes well from us. And kind of like everybody used to thank Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, and of course
Yeah.
Mr. Ben Hogan, our namesake here, for setting the stage. He really did that for the tour for young people of diverse backgrounds and ethnicities and socioeconomic opportunity. He was really the first one that made it be, he was an athlete, and that's attractive to young people as well. So, you can say what you want about him personally, but the bottom line is he carries that mantle very well, and, we've tagged off of that. But now, of course, we're looking, who's that next man or woman, who's going to take on that mantle. But it's very important to know that golf is a game of opportunity, and it is accessible to everyone, and despite being seen as something different, it's probably the most democratic sport there is. That ball doesn't care, how old you are, what you look like, how much money you make, where you, it doesn't care. And so we've got to make sure to get that word out, to the young people in our community, and also then they not only get the benefit of golf, but what the First Tee program, the Life Skills program can do for them.
let's give your contact information. Let's give, your website. And then I want you to talk a little bit about, a mom or a father that's sitting listening to this program, how they can get their kid into your program.
That's great. Well, first off, these days, the best thing I can tell you is Google the First Tee of Fort Worth, and it'll come up in our website. Our website has pretty much all the information that you would need about the program, how to engage in it. But I would say also you can call us at 817-420-9370. That's our main office number.
Say it again.
817-420-9370. And there is somebody that will, if they don't answer your call, they will return your call. And we also can access the program through our community centers, the Boys and Girls Clubs, different school partners. Often young people come that way. But what I would say to the mom and dad sitting there, especially right now, in this thing we're dealing with right now, and I have 2 teenage boys at home, and what they're going through now, they have some great resources around them, but it's still very difficult. And what we see happening in our country and all the things that are happening, I would say to the mom and dads that there's 2 things that I would really stress. One is in the first T, we have what's called the code of conduct. It's respect yourself, respect others, respect your surroundings, right? So wouldn't the world be a better place if everyone lived by that mantle? And we also have these really tremendous life skills that young people learn in non-threatening environments, welcoming environments where they become habits. So when they resolve conflict, they set goals, they look at making good decisions. They're building these habits. And again, especially right now, wouldn't you want every young person in our country to have access to something like that? So that's what I would say to the mom and dads out there. So literally just First Tee Fort Worth, Google it, call us, talk to our school partners, our community partners, and get connected to what we do.
Man, you're saving souls and giving kids the tools to move forward. Because myself, and I told my new employee Dexter, my uncle had 5 girls, and he pressured me to play football. And I hated it. And I finally got enough nerve my senior year to say, Uncle Booker, I can't do it anymore.
Right.
And I just wish someone had put a tennis racket in my hand or a golf club in my hand. That might have made a big difference to me. So the mentorship sometimes is so powerful, but the work that you're doing is so powerful, and you and I have been friends for quite a while, and we will continue our friendship. We have a program that we outreach through our Western Heritage Museum. So after we do our program, we're going to go downstairs. I'm going to give you a personal tour. We've been closed for 6 months, and we'll be back open on the first of the year.
Oh, good.
But so maybe we can do a grant together, or you can share some of that $5 million with me.
I'd be happy to do that. But, no, I think one of the things you mentioned, golf is a great tool for young people, all people. It's one of the sports you can play your whole life. And I remember the last time I played full court basketball these days because I couldn't walk for 3 days. But I can play golf with you, and I can go out and I can play with any. We can be every level of ability. But I also know that golf can bring people together, and I've seen that happen over the years. That's what's so magical about it to me. And right now, I'd love to see our country come together. I'd love to see our people come together. I'd love to see these kids be exposed to an opportunity for a lifetime. So I know that's what you're about, and so let's do it.
That's what I'm about. Everybody, wear your mask. Distance. Don't go out if you don't have to go out. Be safe. It's tough times right now. Hey, Kevin, it's been a great conversation. I see everybody in the studio has just been paying attention and focused on, so maybe you'll help get my ratings up. Okay, Kevin?
Sure. Hey, if that helps you, I'll be surprised, but that's good. No, hopefully we'll get this out to a wide audience, and hopefully people will watch what we're doing and support both of our organizations.
Thank you, Kevin. See you next time.